Shout out to Astarte Jones for sending me. I'm sorry, not Astarte Jones. Excuse me. Attila the Q for sending me this story. I was literally on my live stream about this hit piece Fraudcast that they're about to do with Bill Cosby called Chasing Cosby. And we were just talking about it. And how ironic I got this email right in the middle of the podcast. And I said, when this podcast, in the middle of this live stream, I'm going to do a video talking about what just recently happened. So as we all know, Okra, the Mammy Supreme, wig free, has literally been going after black men since practically the beginning of her career in talk show, daytime, whatever. And her latest person in her crosshairs was Russell Simmons, another alleged friend of hers, because it seems like whenever she becomes friends with a black man, she is right there to be the turncoat that we've all come to know her to be. So what has recently occurred is that she is no longer going to be a part of that hit piece FRAUDumentary that's about to be done for Russell Simmons. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this article and see what reasoning she gives, and I bet you it's not going to be the real reason. She's probably going to give some roundabout PC response, and then I'm going to give you my reason as to why I believe she stepped down, or actually why I know she stepped down. So it says Okra Wigfree is stepping away from a documentary that centered on a former music executive who has accused Russell Simmons of sexual misconduct. The film has been among the highest profile doc projects set to premiere at the Sundance Film Festival later this month. Now, ironically, she has had herself attached to this right before Sundance, which is like in a couple weeks, because it's always in like towards the end of January, and it's in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, ironically, she has detached herself just mere weeks before it actually happens. I wonder if she's collected on anything before that time. She probably has. Wigfree, who until now had served as an executive producer on the film, planned to air it on Apple TV Plus following the festival. And let me just tell y'all something. If y'all don't know what an executive producer is, that's just basically a person who has their name attached to something to help promote the product better. It's almost like one big ass sponsor, and they don't do anything except collect a big ass check. That's all they do. Executive producer has probably the easiest job when it comes to a television or film set. I have decided that I will no longer be executive producer on the untitled Kirby Dick and Amy Ziering documentary, and it will not air on Apple TV Plus. Now, ironically, again, here's Okra Wigfree, being the mammy that she is, helping aid and take down further a black man with the aid of two palm-colored counterparts. It could be one, it could be two, it could be 10. It wouldn't matter as long as she is that one minstrel show, the minstrel mammy, the minstrel mammy supreme in the mix. It doesn't matter. First and foremost, I want it to be known that I unequivocally believe and support the women. Yeah, right. Their stories deserve to be told and heard. In my opinion, there is more work to be done on the film to illuminate the full scope of what the victims endured, and it has become clear that the filmmakers and I are not aligned in the creative vision. Let me tell you something right now. The main reason Okra Wigfree stepped down from this is because the black community got in her ass. And then when 50 Cent, somebody who has a bigger platform, called her out, that didn't help the optics at all. It's one thing when you have people who are on the lower end of the totem pole like us down here, but when you have someone like 50 Cent, despite how you may feel about him, who has wealth and established himself and he has an image, or he's a public figure, his words actually have some weight to it. And then you had, and it was kind of unknown, you had The Game actually came and co-signed what he said. Another black man who, and you gotta think, 50 Cent and The Game are two individuals who would be ripe for Me Too's picking if they wanted to pick them for as their next target. Look at one of their most recent targets, Trey Songz. She continued, Kirby Dick and Amy Ziering are talented filmmakers. I have great respect for their mission, but given the filmmakers' desire to premiere the film at the Sundance Film Festival before I believe it is complete, I feel it's best to step aside. I will be working with Time's Up to support the victims and those impacted by the abuse and sexual harassment. Apple's initial characterization of the project left the primary subject's name out of logline, which simply read, a brilliant former music executive who grapples with whether to go public with her story of assault and abuse by a notable figure in the music industry. The film is a profound examination of race, gender, class, and intersectionality, and the toll assaults take on their victims and society at large. The official Sundance description confirmed the subject is, as widely reported, Drew Dixon, who alleged instances of misconduct initially by Simmons in a 2017 interview with the New York Times. The Def Jam's recording co-founder has served as Dixon's boss during her time as an executive at the music label. The alleged rape is said to have occurred in his apartment in 1995. Dixon quit the company shortly after. Dick and Ziering are no stranger to the charged subject of sexual assault. The pair scored an Oscar nomination for The Invisible War, which premiered at the 2012 Sundance Film Festival and explored the life after 4 rape survivors in the U.S. military. Like I said, Okra walked away from this because she was feeling the heat from black people getting in her ass about how she is, how shady she is when it comes to the throwing of black men under the bus. If you want to know who started the original niggas ain't shit trope, look no further than the person on the left that you see on your screen. She had a huge hand in kicking that off. Now, you probably had some, women, maybe, back in the day, even further before Okra even became a thing, who said those things, but it was very low level. It was like it didn't go anywhere. But when they gave her ass a platform, that's when it really took off. And what's so sad about it is she said that shit in mixed company. That is one of the most treasonous, traitorous things you could ever do, is air out dirty laundry, or what you assume to be that, in mixed company when that could be taken care of in-house. That is one thing, that is one flaw that us as black people have, and that is the constant of putting our business out there for the world to consume and later throw and pile back onto us to the point where we are suffocating. You just see what Lonnie Love just did. She basically took her cue from her. Black men are just incapable of being faithful. Meanwhile, she's dating bottom shelf Brad. Literally. But yeah, that's the real reason Okra stepped away from him. She's giving you this PC answer, but let's be real here. That's the reason she stepped away from him, because she was feeling the heat from black people going in on her daily. She's never really had this type of backlash before because she's been so used to the world kissing her ass. Well, guess what, Okra? The world is tired of having to kiss your ass. You are now finally being put out on Front Street. We don't care how many billions you have. Because guess what? If the powers that be wanted to, they could pull the Thanos snap on your ass right now and your billions will go away. Like the way of the dinosaur away. The way of the damn dodo bird away. Don't forget what happened to you in France a few years ago when they said they didn't know who the hell you were. And you had black people that came and defended you like, how in the hell you don't know who Okra is? Okra is. But yet and still, you continue to throw us under the bus. And black women, y'all shouldn't be caping for her either, because she could have built a school right here in the States via Chicago for black girls. But what did she do? She went over to Africa. Not that there's anything bad with that, but she went over to Africa and built a school for black girls over there. Why? Because she claimed that y'all wouldn't appreciate it, that y'all were lazy. She said that about you, and y'all still supported her. And in that school over there, from what I've heard so many times that now I believe it to be true, it's girls getting raped over there. Y'all should be offended about that. But many are like, well, nah, she's a billionaire. She can do whatever she wants. Apparently. And by doing whatever she wants, she got y'all played like a fool. She's the puppet master and you are her damn puppet, and she ain't cutting the strings because she ain't done with you yet. But we over here have been done with her. People be so like that's why a lot of people do not do that idolism stuff or that God worshiping thing. Because what you'll do is you'll throw how much their wealth is in our way and say, how dare you talk about them? Bullshit. I have gotten into people online who talked about certain people and held them in high regards, and I had to like set them straight. Like, look, they not all that, and they'll get mad at you for that, but I don't care. Facts is facts, truth is truth. Don't like it? Go tell it to your mother, if you know her. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Have the bell turned on so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And I'll talk to you in the next one.